You have a piece of paper on one side. On the one side, you have the parable of the workers in the vineyard. On the other side, you have the divine mercy. With St. Faustina, I give you 7 quotes. One is very long, right? About the divine mercy. You could use this. Please bring it back and use them. Pick one, okay, as a kind of a meditation, a motto, a meditation for yourself. Which one is going to fit you in the day or for the moment, okay? And use it as an inspiration for your life, okay? Whichever you like. So you have two parts: the Word of God and the word of mercy from St. Faustina, okay? Let's read together chapter 20, Matthew chapter 20, slowly. The Gospel according to Matthew. For the kingdom of heaven is like, let's do together, okay? Read together. So I want to hear you, and you want to hear. I want to hear you, and I would like to hear you to hear me together. For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire workers for his vineyard. He agreed to pay them a denarius for the day and send them into his vineyard. For about 9 in the morning, he went out and saw others standing in the marketplace doing nothing. He told them, "You also go and work in my vineyard, and I will pay you whatever is right." So they went. He went out again about noon and about 3 in the afternoon and did the same thing. About 5 in the afternoon, he went out and found still others standing around. He asked them, "Why have you been standing here all day long doing nothing?" "Because no one has hired us," they answered. He said to them, "You also go and work in my vineyard." When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, "Call the workers and pay them their wages, beginning with the last ones hired and going on to the first." The workers who were hired about 5 in the afternoon came and each received a denarius. So when those came who were hired first, they expected to receive more, but each one of them also received a denarius. When they received it, they began to grumble against the landowner. "These who were hired last worked only 1 hour," they said, "and you have made them equal to us who have borne the burden of the work and the heat of the day." But he answered one of them, "I am not being unfair to you, friend. Didn't you agree to work for a denarius? Take your pay and go. I want to give the one who was fired the same as I give you. Don't I have the right to do what I want with my own money? Or are you envious because I am generous? So the last will be first, and the first shall be last." Okay? So now, as you maybe some of you have heard that I've been traveling around the country. I'm in the special committee to prepare for the general chapter for the Redemptorists in Rome. So general chapter means a gathering of all the superiors around the world every 6 years, and this is kind of the ultimate organ of governance for the Redemptorists around the world. Okay, so I'm this committee preparing. I went to Las Vegas, met Father Thomas Aquinas, Father Thomas Ha, and Father Yui Joseph. We're meeting there. Went to California, meeting with 2 houses. I went to Dallas 3 days ago, meeting with 2 houses, and this is the last stop. Okay, and then I have you. So now, as I travel around, okay, and prepare this whole book, I'll show you the book. Just share with you what I do for a living now, for life and for a living. So this is a handbook I make for the Redemptorists. Yeah. In this, I share with you because you are my co-worker, okay? You are my family. And you are carrying out the work of God, evangelization. You are evangelizing prayer for priests. Yeah. So I share with you. So what we do for the past since 2003, we call it restructuring of the whole congregation. Why? Since 2003, so is that how many years already? 17 years? Is that 17 years? Yeah? 18 years, okay. So what we saw when I joined the Redemptorists, I followed the vocation in 1986. I'm a Canadian citizen, okay. I went to meet the Redemptorists from this province called C.S.R. As you know, I speak French, and Vietnamese when I was young. And this group of Redemptorists, they came to Vietnam. They're French Canadian, and I asked if I could join the religious order. And this elderly priest, he used to be a missionary, Father Maurice Benoit. He went to Vietnam and evangelized there, and he went to the jungle, evangelized, and he went back to Canada. I went to his place, the monastery. I remember that the monastery was very big. It could take the capacity maybe 50 members, okay, religious, gigantic facility. But there's only one priest in the whole house. This is in Manitoba. And I asked him, Father, what do you think? I would like to join the Redemptorist Saint-Anne-de-Beaupré. He said, no, don't. There's nothing there, no hope. Is that true? Yeah. So I said, why don't you go to California and join the Extra Patriam, the Vietnamese Redemptorists, because we're growing a small group. So after, from 1986 until now, so Canada used to be, Christian Catholic country. Now we used to have 3 provinces. That means the Redemptorists spreading around Canada. 3 provinces, large provinces in Canada: Edmonton, Saint-Anne-de-Beaupré, and then you have Yorkton, the Ukrainian. We evangelize all over the country. Now they combined it into one province, Canada. How many years? So this is not only for the Redemptorists, but all religious order. There's combining of units around this country as well. For the Redemptorists in the US of A, we used to have 3 units, okay? And vice provinces like Baltimore, St. John Neumann, St. John Neumann, our first man saints, right, canonized saint, Redemptorist. He is a bishop of Philadelphia. Baltimore, and you have St. Louis, and you have Oakland. Now they join. They have only 2. Denver province, Baltimore province, and then we have the Extra Patriam, in which I belong. And all the other vice provinces, they rejoined. And in the near future, maybe they're going to combine everything together. Why? What is going on here? There's no more vocation. And even when we have vocation, you have a lot of allegations. Saint-Anne-de-Beaupré, they got to go bankrupt because of the allegation and the court cases. Baltimore, Denver, okay? We are so blessed, we have nothing here. Okay? So, now, number 1, no vocation. Why no vocation? People don't attend church anymore. Why don't people attend church anymore? No more faith. There's a crisis. Let me write it down. Okay. So I'm going to write the word here. The Greek word is Krinein. Krinein. It goes to the English to become crisis. Okay? But the word Krinein in Greek, it means to decide. Okay? So whenever you have a crisis, you cannot just think, plan, organize, whatever, but you have to make a decision. There's a choice to be made. That means when you have a choice, you have options. Pro, con, good, evil, God, the devil, heaven, hell. You have to make a decision when you're in crisis. And don't we have a crisis, a big crisis, bigger than World War II now? Don't we? But this kind of war, war is a crisis, isn't it? You have violence and terrorism and all those things, but the cultural war is here. There are two cultures. When I studied in Rome, it is a war of worldview. Either you're completely worldly or you're otherworldly. You are on the side of God or you're on the side of secular, a crisis. And we are becoming more and more and more every day secularized. It's called the profane. And I have shared with you already, we are trying to change nature. Don't we? Aren't we doing it right now? Yes or no? Yes. Yeah? Technology? Yes. We do it anyway. Cloning? Is that changing nature? Even food, the food on your table, organic, inorganic. Are we changing nature? So there was a man in Austria. He dressed up as a woman and he said, I'm a woman. And then he went to this convent. He said, I would like to join the convent because I am a woman. He's completely a man, but he feels like a woman. He dressed up like a woman. And the law said, whatever you feel like, you are it. Okay? So he joined this convent and the sisters say, oh no, you're discriminating against me. I'm a woman, just like you. But he's in fact a man dressing up like a woman. And so these nuns, they are committing a crime, aren't they? Because the law said you want to be whatever you like, you are it. Are we not changing nature? Yes, no? Yes. Okay. Problematic, huh? Exactly. Crisis. Make a decision. And so he went away and said, okay, I will found a religious order for myself. Thank you. He went out, he left, he said, okay, I'm going to found a religious order for himself. But, that's the way it is. It is the law now. Are we not making it the law? And we're teaching children that way. Are we not deceiving ourselves? Are we not lying to ourselves just to feel powerful, to change nature, change the world, change the universe? Yes. But there is a kind of a recoil reaction. Crisis. Make a decision. We follow our own rule, own law, or we follow God's law. There's no God. Crazy people still believe in God. Now, we're not passing judgment, but we are making an examination. Retreat is the time for us to make an examination. Okay? So when we go into any kind of field of study or science, there is a certain discipline for that kind of, study or field of science. And so we go into this. This is a science of being human, being you. When we do a retreat, you're going into your own realm because each of you is a universe in yourself. Yes, no. nobody has more authority over your life than yourself. Because God is the author of your life, of yourself, but He gives you the authority to be in charge of you. So the retreat is, we're going back and let's look together. Maybe we could share something together from our own experience, our own life. Okay? So we examine to see what is the truth, the reality.